The electricians are gone. And part of me is like, do I want to film absolutely everything again without any noise? I don't know. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You might have noticed something a little bit different. Don't know if you can tell. I cut my hair. Let's not beat around the bush. I cut my hair. Which means my headshots are well and truly out of date. So, to tie me over until I can get new headshots, professional headshots, today I took some temporary headshots to send over to my agent just so if anything comes up between now and when my new headshots are ready, they have something to say, this is what she actually looks like now. I thought I'd film the experience for you guys in case you're in the position where you can't afford new headshots right now, or you can't get to somewhere where you can get new headshots. Maybe you're needing to shield if you're caring for someone who's vulnerable, or you're vulnerable yourself, or if like me you've just had a drastic change in your appearance during lockdown and you need some temporary headshots just to tie you over until you can get new ones done. But before I show you what I did, always forget, this show of the week thing, it's new. I'm still figuring out how to integrate it, guys. Show of the week this week is Hairspray. Thought I'd keep it on topic, and there wasn't like a musical about headshots, so banging tunes in Hairspray. We've got Run and Tell That, which is a bop. That's literally my favourite song in that musical. You Can't Stop the Beat, I Know Where I've Been, beautiful, soulful song. Good Morning Baltimore, The New Girl in Town. That's my favourite bit in the film. The bit, because in the film you've got like, if you don't know the story of Hairspray, it's about like this segregated TV show. It's like a dance show called The Corny Collins Show. 3 of the girls from the white show are singing The New Girl in Town, and then it cuts to like the once a month black version of it, and then the black girls are like, the new girl in town has my guy on a string, and it's like really, really cool, and it's like poppin', love it. And then Amber, who's the main white girl, she's like the popular girl, her mum comes up to Queen Latifah's character, Motormouth Maybelle, and is like, how dare you sing the same song as we did? And then Queen Latifah's just like, they wrote it. It's like, yes they did. And it's just, I just love it as a commentary on like all popular rock music in the 50s and 60s, because it's like, we're gonna take these great songs by black R&B artists and like whiteify them, and you guys aren't gonna get any of the credit. And I was just like, genius. Love that moment. Best bit of the film. It also has that guy from High School Musical playing Link. I've never seen High School Musical, crucify me, but yeah, he's in it, which was a bit confusing for me because when the film came out, I slightly fancied him as Link Larkin, not like properly because I was a bit too old for it, but I was like, if I was 12, I would totally fancy him. And then someone was like, he's the guy from High School Musical, and I was like, no! Not High School Musical, because I'm the kind of person who can't like anything popular. I just don't like taking part in pop cultural conversations. Yes, honey? Do you have something to say about that?
No.
Any comments? Queries?
No,
okay.
It's still pretty self-explanatory.
I'll link in the description. If you haven't heard of Hairspray, check it out. It's a fun time. So, this is what I did. Just roll the footage, I guess. Good morning. So it is, what is the time? It's nearly 9 o'clock, and today I'm going to be taking some temporary headshots with my new hair. This is 2 days after I got it cut. Doesn't look too fluffy or too frizzy, which is good. I have a pick somewhere, so I might pick it out and fluff it out a little bit. Push comes to shove, I've got some dry shampoo somewhere if I want to give it a bit of extra volume. But also, I'm not mad at this. If you can hear voices, there's electricians downstairs. But yeah, so what I'm using is this article called How to Take a Headshot During Social Distancing. So obviously this was written for if you can't get a headshot photographer. I think I should be able to book one now. It does say it's better for someone else to take the photo. Josh will be here in a little bit, but I think I'm gonna start with trying to take a selfie version. My friend Matt Bateman, who you should totally check out on Instagram, he's been doing a song a day and he's on like over day 150. It's great, check him out, he's got an amazing voice. But he had to take temps and he only used selfie. So it's doable. Yeah, also I don't know how good Josh is at taking photos. What we're gonna do is I need to do my makeup and fluff up my hair. I'm now outside. Done my makeup. It's very minimalist and natural. I haven't even really put powder on. I think the light will be good. We are technically in the shade, but it's really, really bright out here. And if I wait for the sun to be facing this way, I think it will be too bright. So yeah, this is what we're going with. I've got my camera set up. That's the wall I'm going to be, that one, yes. That's the wall I'm going to be taking photos against. Building work, love it. In a second I might show you the water as well. And Josh is just chilling out. Do you want to just come into the frame and say hi to everyone?
I can bring the coffee with me.
You can bring the coffee with you.
So.
He says he is willing to help me, but he also just wants to sit down and drink coffee right now. So I'm going to see if selfie works, and then if not, he'll have to be my photographer.
Goodbye.
Right, let's do this. Coots, buy something in the water.
What?
No, little coot, no, that's plastic. No. Okay, so I think I've got some half decent temporaries. So I've got like one smiley one and one more serious one. And now I get to go and look up headshot photographers and see if any of them are doing bookings right now, so I can spend all of my money on actual headshots. It's the joys of being an actor. While we're out here, do you want to see some water birds? So those birds over there are coots, and they're like a little family, and oh, I've lost them, there we go. Let's just zoom out a little bit, yeah. So they're a little family of coots, and the little babies are now looking like adults. They're like little white heads are coming through. They used to be all like grey and fluffy and noisy as heck. And then over here, whoa, panning over, where are they? There we go. Here we've got some geese. Seen that? Bird watching with Michaela Benison. This is my life now. It's just watching some birds. So we've got some geese. Oh, there's some more geese over there. Yeah. There is also like a killer. I'm gonna face this way so we're not looking at people's houses.
Oh, Rocky the Murder Swan.
Yeah, oh, that's just my face zoomed in. Not a camera person,
No.
just an actor making some videos. There is also a murder swan called Rocky who attacks the geese, and the family of coots attack the family of ducks, which we haven't seen in a while. Have we?
Ducks have disappeared.
But I think there's two families of ducks.
Yeah.
So there's a family of ducks with 4 babies. Well, it's a mummy duck. The daddy duck has gone and left his children, and they're really cute. They were really fluffy. They're probably not fluffy anymore. And then the swans, as well as Rocky the murder swan, there is a family of swans, and there's lots of cygnets, but they're like the size of swans now. They're basically just brown swans. I don't see why Bill Oldie doesn't get me on board to help him with Spring Watch, to be honest. I think I'm missing a trick there.
I think they're missing a trick too.
Now I've got to go figure out how I can cut the photos I've taken to be a 8:10 ratio, because I don't know how to do that. So stay tuned. The first thing I wanted to do was to cut my photos to fit an 8:10 aspect ratio. That is the standard aspect ratio for headshots in the UK. Whilst these are temporaries and I didn't have to necessarily get the aspect ratio to an 8:10, I did want to, because I just thought it would make them look slightly more professional. So I downloaded a new app called Picture and Photo Resizer. I didn't resize the photos, I did crop them. And on that app, you can change the aspect ratio with the custom button. So as you can see, it's already an option. I've got 10:8 and 8:10. Those weren't original options. I had clicked on custom to see if that would let me put in a custom aspect ratio, and it did, and then it just saved on the app. After I had cropped my photos, I then opened the photos in Pixlr to edit them. Headshots should not be heavily edited. Even professional headshots, a good headshot photographer will not heavily edit the photos, because you need to look like yourself. On the Spotlight article I was using, in the section about editing, it did say the only things you should edit are red eye, sharpness, and the brightness of the photo, as well as editing out anything that would be distracting to the eye. So I only use Pixlr to adjust the sharpness. Because I was taking my photos in selfie mode on my phone, I think selfie mode tends to have a little bit of blur to make the photos more flattering, because most people take selfies to, you know, look flattering and post them on Instagram or wherever. So I massively increased the sharpness of my photos to counteract the blur effect that my phone automatically put on the photo. And on one of the photos, my more smiley photo, I made the photo a little bit brighter. My face in the smiley photo was slightly darker than my face in the more serious photo, so I upped the brightness a tiny bit to compensate for that. I don't think that it changed how I looked in the photo all that much, so I think that was fine to do. So that is all I did to my photos once I took them. Now, my plan with these 2 photos is to send them to my agent. I'm also going to ask their advice re-putting these photos on my actual Spotlight profile, because I am well aware that these are not good headshots. And that's why getting professional headshots done with a professional headshot photographer is so important, because a good headshot photographer would be able to get those good engaging photos out of you. Plus the fact that in a headshot session, your photographer is going to be taking hundreds and hundreds of photos of you, whereas me on my phone with limited storage space, I only took about 10. These are definitely not photos that I'm gonna want to be using for a long period of time, but I would definitely also say, if you're looking for advice on how to take headshot photos yourself because you're not in the position to get professional ones done and you don't know when you'll be able to get professional ones done, I would say at the very least get help from a friend or someone who knows how to take good photos of other people. Someone else can just take photos of you and be like, this is a good photo, there's a few good photos in here, have a look yourself, see which ones you like. If you're like, I really can't afford professional headshot photos because like just for context, because I've talked a lot about cost. For context, my last headshots that I had done were £240. I'm not looking forward to this expense, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. If you're like, I cannot afford that, there are lots of cheaper options. There are headshot photographers who are cheaper. Headshot photographers who are, you know, if they're just starting out and they're trying to build their portfolio, they will be offering cheaper headshots, or maybe even free headshots. There are headshot photographers that do deals at certain times, promoting their business. They'll do giveaways or things like that, so you can keep your eyes out for those. So there are options if you cannot afford that much. And also, again, the good thing about having a specific headshot photographer is that they know what headshot photography entails. It's very different to portrait photography. But if you can find just a general photographer who does portrait sessions cheaper, there's nothing to stop you having a consultation and being like, this is the kind of headshot that I need. This is the kind of photo that I need. I need something that has minimal editing, something where I look like myself, something that is more interesting than flattering. Do you think you can do that? Here are some examples of the kind of thing I'm talking about. I say this as someone who's just an actor. I don't know how photos of that nature would be received by a casting director, for example. But something is better than nothing, and something that looks more professional than less professional is going to get you further, is what I would say. And also, you can only work with the budget you have. If you don't have £240 to spend, then what are you supposed to do? So yeah. So that is how I took my temporary headshots this morning, which this morning feels like a flippin' lifetime ago. What's the time? It's like gone 2 o'clock. It's been a long one. I hope you found this video useful. I will link all of the resources and tools that I used down in the description below, so that if you, like me, are needing some temporary headshots just to tie you over, or if you just need a cheaper option for headshots and you want to try and DIY some, then you know where those things are. What I would say is probably take more photos than I did. I'm literally, as soon as I finish recording this, I'm going to be going onto the internet and looking up headshot photographers and seeing if I can book an appointment. So because I'm immediately going to be like booking a headshot session, I wasn't too fussed about taking lots of photos to get the best photo possible. But I would suggest, if you need your photo to last longer, or you're looking for a cheaper option for headshots, maybe take a few, block out a few hours to take some good shots. I do want to give myself a grace period to figure out how I like styling my hair. I've never had hair this short. I've never had a haircut this short. This is a big change, and I need to figure out how I want to embrace the change. I mean, I have embraced the change, but you know what I mean. But apart from that, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to see more of this little Bob realness. Is Bob realness a thing? I don't think it is, but I just love, look at this little curl, look at it. I just distracted myself from my own outro, so there we go. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Would love to have you. Stay tuned for more theatre content from a UK perspective, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye friends!